Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to, of course, our weekly live webinar here this Tuesday. Very excited to have Pekin on with us today. We've talked a little bit about, we talked a lot about and doing webinars about the transitional lifestyle, but some of you guys I've actually spoke about actually running cases through. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth. Ms. Therese is going to jump in and take over. So I will hand it off to him or to her. And also we have Mr. Ed on today. I'm mispronouncing names this morning, by the way, so you guys know me. I'll try to figure that out as I go along. But nevertheless, thank you guys for joining. I'll pass it over to Reese, and you guys can go from there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad. Oh, I'm sorry, Brent. I had to say something funny about that. I also told him not to call me Miss Therese because that's only little kids can call me Miss Therese. But that's okay. I still love Brent. I love Eldercare, so all is good. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Teresa Raymond, and I'm thrilled to be leading this session. A special thanks to Brent and the amazing Eldercare team for the invitation this week. We really appreciate the opportunity to show all of you our products and our services and where we compete and really where we win in today's market. And we know your time is very valuable. So our goal over the next 25 minutes or so is to bring some information, ideas, and give you things that are immediately useful and that you can leave today and apply. So with that, joining me on the webinar today is Eric Garland, your internal wholesaler and first point of contact at Pekin. If you have not worked with Eric for a one-on-one orientation or reorientation, I would encourage you to call him and schedule 20, 30 minutes on the phone to get up and running and get a refresh with Pekin Life, because a lot of changes have happened in the past 12 months with our company, and I'm going to share some of that today. Agents love him, and he does a super job, so we're really happy to have him on the team. We've both been in the industry for many years and really enjoy helping agents reach greater level of sales success, whether it's writing one more app, expanding into another line of business. Maybe you write a lot of health insurance, maybe you focus on the senior market and you're looking to get into business insurance, or you're just looking to bottom line increase your referral opportunities or just increase business. We love watching people grow. I joined Pekin in January, so I've been with the company 5 months, and I joined it for two reasons: our long-term care rider and our transitional life, which I'm going to dive into today. And I actually got my start in the insurance industry on a treadmill 30 years ago, and I'm still at it and very passionate about what we do. What you do every day in helping your clients and helping them achieve their goals is very, very important. You're in a business to make a difference, and as an agent, that's very important. And this is a very noble profession, and you should be very proud to say, I sell life insurance. Everyone needs some sort of protection. I personally believe that if no matter what your job is, no matter what your income is, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So we're going to show you some ideas and some sales ideas today, and we're just going to dive in right now. So our agenda is, I'm going to share our competitive product portfolio. It has been enhanced since last year, and I'll also go over the one-of-a-kind transitional life, and then we'll dive into 4 case studies, and I'll show you exactly where we are positioned with our products, and I'll review our underwriting sweet spots, where our programs really fit and how you can take advantage of them. And then we'll wrap up with 2 contests that we'll announce and share with you today if you haven't already heard about it. So Pekin has a full bookshelf of life products and riders. I won't read all of them. You can see them on the screen, but today I'm going to spend a good bit of time on the long-term care rider, the transitional life, the whole life, and our simplified issue whole life. First, Pekin's game-changing, exclusive, and unique product that gives you an advantage in the marketplace is transitional life. This product, just talking about this product or bringing it up to a prospective client, is going to set you apart from the competition, because 99% of agents in this country don't have access to it. So your partnership with Eldercare really gives you a leg up because not everybody has the ability to sell this product. And like I said, it is our flagship product at Pekin Life. And to date, as of June 1st, we have already exceeded sales in transitional life from all sales in 2024. So this is really taking off. And again, it's a door opener. I'm going to show you exactly why. So what is it? It is a term policy with a whole life rider. And it's completely customizable to fit any client's budget and unique needs. So you can dial it up or dial it down when you're showing an illustration. So the illustration software really makes it simple and easy to pivot and make a change if the client wants to see other options, another duration of coverage, or wants to add additional riders. And our ability in the field to show a client quick pricing and coverage in a clear and understandable manner is super important, and our software does just that. So how it works is you choose a total face amount, you choose a term length, then you choose the amount of coverage you want paid up at the end of the term length, and then you choose any riders that you'd like to have on the policy. So transitional life at a glance, you can see in the left chart, we have a 10 pay, 15 pay, 20 pay, 30 pay, and a pay to age 65. And our rating classes are on the right. And then one of the things I'd like you to take away today about Pekin is Pekin's preferred rate is comparable to the industry standard. So right there, you're going to show a more competitive premium because of that fact that our preferred is everybody else's standard. So with Pekin's long-term care rider, it is not a use it or lose it. It's a win-win. And for typically a very small increase in premium, this rider can provide a peace of mind. The rider allows for the acceleration of the permanent funds to be available for long-term care expenses, and all, some, or none of the life insurance benefit can be used. The policyholder will have access to 5% per month of the permanent insurance portion of the life policy. So for example, if you have a long-term care rider on a $200,000 whole life plan, up to $10,000 a month, 5%, he or she will have access to funds to pay for qualified long-term care expenses. And qualified expenses are nursing home, custodial care, assisted living, hospice care, home health care, and adult daycare. Adult daycare, we pay 50% of that max monthly benefit, so up to $5,000 a month instead of $10,000 a month. And to sell the long-term care rider, you would need to be long-term care certified if that's a requirement in your state. I live in North Carolina. It is a requirement in my state. It cost me $30 and took me 30 minutes to take the test. So full details on the long-term care rider are in our product portfolio and guide on our brokerage landing page, which we'll be sharing a link for you to take a screenshot of that as we proceed in the presentation. So here's our first of 4 sales idea. Transitional life is a door opener. It could give you an opportunity to have a conversation with a client because when you talk about it, it's different, unique, not everyone has it. And the client leans in and says, well, how does that work? You might not sell transitional life. You may sell whole life. You may sell term. You may sell another product altogether. But it does open the door for an engaging conversation because it's so unique. So we're going to look at a scenario where this illustration provides coverage for a mortgage if the client passes before the mortgage is paid off. It allows access to cash if it's needed for long-term care expenses and gives flexibility and options plus an affordable premium. So here we show a male, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different ages today, but this is a male age 40. His goals are reducing his monthly expenses when he retires, and it's very important that his kids keep their home in the family if he passes before the mortgage is paid off. So he selected a policy that provides $300,000 in total coverage, premiums payable to age 65, with $250,000 of fully paid up whole life at age 65. Now, he also saw that advantage of Pekin's long-term care rider. So you'll see here that for access to 5% of the 200,000, $15.66 has been added to the policy premium, and that's already built into the illustration. So at age 65, you can see that he has paid in over 25 years, $115,374 into the policy, and that's 25 times 4,614. His cash value is $123,485, which is far more than he paid into the policy over the 25 years. He has $300,000 in death benefit at age 65. His fully guaranteed paid up portion is $250,000. So this would cover his mortgage should he pass. The mortgage is covered. And just look at the continued growth, even though he's not paying any more premiums anymore on the cash value side. Now, I want to point out that this is where I said it gives you flexibility because life changes. Maybe after 25 years, this client has other ways to access long-term care. Maybe they have other insurance in play and they don't need this policy anymore. The client can choose to surrender the policy and take the cash value, which, as I mentioned, when he stops paying premiums, he already has more dollars in it than he put in, and call it a day. Or he can just let it keep going. He's got a guaranteed death benefit of $250, and he's got that long-term care rider for access to it if he needs it for long-term care expenses. And if he doesn't, that $250 goes to his beneficiaries. So it's a triple win: guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash value, access to long-term care dollars, and it's a fully guaranteed contract. So what you see here is what you get. It is written in the contract that we cannot change what the client sees. So that is a very big talking point, and you'll see more as I continue on here on how that's such an advantage. But when it's contractually guaranteed and a client understands that, you will never have egg on your face or be embarrassed by showing a Pekin illustration. So there are a lot of products out there to consider, and I'm sure you're familiar with many of them on this page. This comparison chart gives you a snapshot as an agent of just how transitional life compares with other life products. This is on our landing page and you have access to it. So what I'd like to draw your attention to is on the left side, the lowest cost is term insurance with $1 sign. And as I kicked things off, I said, you know what? If they can only afford term, let them buy term, because a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. And then you'll see in the couple columns over, participating whole life, which is typically the most expensive. And what you see with what the industry calls par whole life, participating whole life, is typically an illustration. And how that illustration performs in 20 years can be very different down the road. So with Pekin's transitional life, as I mentioned, it's contractual. You won't have to apologize for an illustration not performing like it was presented. And that's the power of a fully guaranteed product. So this and other marketing materials and competitive pieces can be found on our website. So years ago, standalone long-term care policies were fairly common, typically offering $3,000 a month in benefits, 90-day elimination period, and a 6-year benefit period. And fast forward to today, and the cost of care has risen significantly all across the country for nursing homes, continuing care, and in-home services. And this shift that we're seeing prevents an opportunity for agents like you to revisit clients' coverage and initiate policy reviews. You might not need to make any changes or enhancements, but this is a conversation that if you're not having now, you should. We're seeing a growing awareness of individuals in their 40s and 50s, and many are witnessing their parents or their loved ones facing health challenges, and they're realizing now the importance of long-term care protection firsthand. So these clients are ideal candidates to discuss complementary solutions, whether it's enhancing existing coverage or exploring a budget-friendly option that might fit their current financial situation. Oftentimes people don't think about long-term care until they see it up close. Many were introduced to the opportunity to purchase it, but couldn't afford it. So they never moved forward. And as a result, they're in their 40s, 50s, early 60s, still working, and they have no dedicated long-term care in place. So that's where the opportunity presents itself for meaningful conversations and planning discussions. So our second idea is how to maximize or optimize the long-term care rider as an enhancement to an existing long-term care policy. Our top agent at Pekin has been reaching out all year to his clients who he sold standalone long-term care to 15 years ago. And he's asking to do a policy review. And given what I said previously about the increase of care and costs for long-term care, he was looking for ways to help his clients and explore opportunities to enhance their protection, and really saw a sweet spot with Pekin's whole life product, adding the long-term care rider. So he's positioning it as a long-term care safety net, not life insurance, even though it's life insurance. It's a long-term care safety net strategy. So we're going to take a look at a husband and wife, age 75 and 65, that just got issued a couple weeks ago. So we have a male, age 75. Remember, Pekin's preferred is everybody else's standard. So he was a preferred rate. He selected lifetime pay, 50,000 death benefit, and his premium is $359 a month. He also chose lifetime pay because he doesn't want his ability to outlive the access to the dollars. So he might need dollars at 88, 102. There's no predictability, and that's why he chose the lifetime pay. Additionally, he has access to 5% of the $50,000 of the guaranteed benefit for long-term care expenses. So that's an additional $2,500 a month, should he need it, to complement his existing standalone long-term care policy. And if he never uses the long-term care access, then he has a $50,000 benefit that goes to his beneficiaries when he passes. One other thing I want you to remember about Pekin is that we issue up to age 85. And as a broker in the senior market, that can be that can be an advantage for you when considering carriers to use for your clients. So his wife is 10 years younger, so she's 65. Again, we chose the lifetime pay, $100,000, a little bit more in death benefit, and she's paying $276 a month. She also got the long-term care rider, of course, because this is a long-term care safety net strategy. And you can see at age 65, it's $30.62, which is built into the premium. And the three columns to the right that I want to talk about right now are the death benefit, the cash value, and the reduced paid up. Because life changes no matter what age you are. And having flexibility and choices and being able to talk to your clients about that as the policy continues down the road is important. So let's take a look when she is now 77. I think I did it 77. So she bought the policy at age 65. She's been paying her $276 a month. She's now 77. So she has $100,000 in death benefit. The cash value is $30,443, and she has a reduced paid up value of $47,900. So here's where the flexibility really kicks in. Number one, she can keep paying the premium for her lifetime and maintain a $100,000 death benefit. Number two, she could choose to forego and surrender this policy for whatever reason, if that's what she wants to do, and leave with $30,443 of cash. Or she can choose a fully paid up policy for $47,900. And oh, by the way, she's still got that long-term care rider on there. So she would pay no more premiums. She'd have a fully paid up policy and have access to 5% monthly if she needs it for long-term care expenses. So both of them had a standalone long-term care policy in force. This is a strategy as a safety net for access for dollars for long-term care expenses if needed, and also complements the policy that's in force. Number three, here's one question that really, when asked with intention, can open up a lot of doors. Hey, Joe, what's your protection strategy for long-term care expenses? Saying that question with intention and then just stopping the conversation, you'll be amazed at what kind of comments come back. It might be, I really don't have anything, or, oh, I have a plan in place. There's so many different directions this question can go, and you can have an answer to each one of those with a whole life long-term care combo or a transitional life long-term care combo. So in this scenario, this is one that's pretty common, and actually it's me, it's my plan design. You have a 55-year-old female, she's the primary earner in her family, has sufficient life insurance protection, but not much access to cash for a long-term care expense. And with 10 to 15 years of working years potentially ahead of her, she's concerned about the potential financial burden of a long-term care event. And this person has no plan in place. Now, I had a plan in place, but it's like the previous example. I don't believe it's enough. So when some of my friends and coworkers and colleagues in the business were approached to buy a long-term care policy in their 30s and 40s, they thought it was far too expensive. And they're like, no way. I have so many other expenses. My budget's tight. I can't do anything. I think there's a lot of people that are out there like that. And with the affordability of Pekin's whole life and transitional life, I think you can bridge the gap and come up with a solution that works with anybody's budget. So here we're going to show a $200,000 death benefit for a 55-year-old female. She's paying $341 a month. Again, she chose lifetime pay because she didn't know whether she'd live to 80, 90, 100, 105. She always wants to know that she has access to dollars should she need it during the lifetime of her policy. So the premium for the rider is $29.93, and it's built into the premium. And then let's look at age 75. She's paid in for 20 years. She has a $200,000 death benefit. She can keep paying her premiums. She has $77,840 in cash value. So, life is unpredictable. She may need that cash for something else. She might not need this policy anymore at 75, and she can take that cash and do whatever she'd like with it. Or she can elect a fully paid up policy of $129,000. And oh, by the way, whoops, sorry, I clicked too fast. She has that long-term care rider on there for $29 that gives her access to 5% per month of benefit for a long-term care expense. So with the unpredictability of life, having a product that works with you and also offers fully guaranteed values, built-in flexibility, and multiple options should circumstances change really empowers a client to make a decision for their future. And lastly, I've got about 4 minutes left. Our simplified issue whole life policy is when your client needs protection and can qualify for more than a final expense policy. Now, if you've been with Pekin and you're not contracted yet, I want to make sure that everyone understands that if you were with Pekin the past couple of years, Pekin's product portfolio and commissions were enhanced last fall. So we are not selling a standalone final expense product anymore. That's been gone since last year. So when you look at your commission schedule from Eldercare, it should read -24. And if it doesn't, or if you have questions about your commissions, please reach out to the Eldercare team for an updated comp schedule, because our products have changed and really evolved, and our commissions have been increased. So in lieu of what I just said, the simplified issue whole life can be an attractive alternative. And the rates at Pekin for ages 18 to 85 are just pretty fantastic. So it's a single page application with 3 health questions, no medical exam or urine specimen at time of app. And this policy coverage is $2,000 to $24,999. And in case of a financial concern or needing money at the time of someone passing, this can be a viable product. It's not dedicated for final expense, but again, it can be used for that. We have a single pay, a 10 pay, 15, 20, lifetime, paid up at age 65. There's a lot of options with this simplified issue product. So here's an example of our competitive rates. 75-year-old male, lifetime pay, $24,000, the max death benefit, $187 a month. And you can see that the cash value is growing, and also the reduced paid up that I've referred to in the previous sales ideas are growing as well. Here's an 80-year-old. An 80-year-old, $24,999, $272 a month. So consider Pekin for that easy breezy underwriting, 3-question application for coverage up to $24,299. So as I wrap things up, we're going to take a look at the sweet spots of our underwriting. We have a non-medical expedited issue, and this is for clients of all ages, up to $250,000 of coverage. No labs, no exams. Up to $500,000 for age 40 and under. And this program is offered on all 4 of our products. The simplified issue whole life approval is based on 3 health questions. We can make sure you can see a sample app. We'll pop that in the chat so you have that. No medical exam, and it provides guaranteed protection for life at guaranteed standard rates. And this is probably one of our biggest things that we get complimented on is our underwriting and the timing of our underwriting. We're in an industry where it takes forever to get the right answers. People don't have the right answers. You're bounced around to email, voicemail, text, and it's frustrating. And we want to serve our clients. So it's important to get answers quickly and confidently and know that they're the right answers. Well, to that extent, we have a beyond the expected underwriting approach. And we have initial app reviews between 1 and 7 days. And we've been issuing policies all year long between 1 and 3 days. So we pay weekly. This is a great advantage for Pekin. We underwrite fast and we pay weekly. As a new agent with Pekin, or if you're licensed with us already, but you have yet to submit your first application, we have a fast start 45-day, in your first 45 days, a fast start bonus. It's a $300 cash bonus if you place 3 cases for $3,000 of premium in the first 45 days of contracting. And if you have not written a case yet, and your first case will count towards this bonus. So I'd encourage you to take advantage of that. Everybody likes cash. And I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of our fast start bonus. And earlier in April, we kicked off our very first incentive trip with a 6-month, not a year. I think we're the only one in the industry that has a 6-month contest. April 1st to September 30th. Premium qualification is $30,000 for a trip for 2, $40,000 in premium for a trip for 2 with a transportation credit of $1,200. We intentionally made this trip attainable with low production qualification amounts, and we want to have a big crowd. This is our very first incentive trip, and we want to have a lot of fun on the 5 days and 4 nights that will be in Hilton Head for our Champions Getaway. I would hope that you would all take a close look at this and join us and qualify, because it's going to be a great time. Here's a snap of the QR code with all of the materials that I referenced today on the meeting. You can save it as your favorites. We also have a scoreboard on our website that gives shout outs to everyone for weekly production and year-to-date production, and those on pace for our trip. And in the website, you're going to see tabs that also give you marketing materials that are approved. If you do social media posts, we have a smorgasbord of social media posts that you can use, competitive positioning, video tutorials, underwriting programs, everything you need about Pekin. And the roadmap to doing business is on this QR code. And finally, I'll just wrap up by saying thank you to Brent and thank you to Eldercare for inviting us to speak today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and week. And I invite you to get to know us a little bit better, because I think you'll like what you see. And I'm happy if there's, I think we have like 1 minute left. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, no questions. Definitely some good information. So I definitely appreciate that. A lot of good stuff when we talk about difference in plans, looking at something a little bit differently. I think I spoke when we first got on. Have a couple people that are looking at it. So I know a lot of you guys are on. We had about 10 to 15 people on. So definitely when I speak to you guys, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll reach out to you guys and we can go from there. I'll just add this, and I've had a lot of help being able to illustrate these products out pretty quickly. So if you have a case and maybe you're about to go and talk to them this week sometime, let's take a look of it real fast and illustrate it out, present it. We just see what happens.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so much.
I think he was speaking, maybe. No? Good. Software? Are we good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, looks
Okay.
like Therese froze a little bit.
Yeah, I froze. Everyone froze. I was like, I don't think they can hear me anymore. So, nevertheless,
we
I'll
can
let
hear
you
you.
guys get back to it. If you have anything to add,
Nope, I know we're at time, but please feel free to reach out to me. My job is to support you, make your life as simple and easy as possible. Take advantage of that. I'll do whatever you need to help you do your job.
absolutely. That's awesome. So I appreciate it again, guys. A lot of good information, a lot of good product stuff, and some contests and marketing material. Everyone loves contests. So, nevertheless, thank you again, and we'll get back to it. Thank you, guys.
Have a great day, everybody.
You as
Bye.
well.